Hello folks, this is Margie Roy from 3dcuts.com, and today I'm going to be showing you the tutorial for making my gingerbread cottage. This is another zigzag card in my zigzag card series. It folds up and can be stored flat or put into an envelope for mailing or storage. Just like that. Let's get started. I have cut all of the parts out using my silhouette cutter. You should go to 3dcuts.com to the address on the screen to look at the tutorial there. I give more hints on the types of paper I used, suggestions on how to cut the finer details, and just all of the updates to the tutorial. They're at that location, so be sure to check that out as well as watching this video. All of my pieces are cut, and I've adhered them to some old mats that will keep them organized as I'm working. I'm going to start by putting together the candies and some of the details because I will need those when I start assembling the walls later on. So let's start with those. Here are all of the candies cut out. I will use different adhesives depending on the particular shapes and the uses. I use lots of adhesives and I'll explain them as we go through this. There are links to all of them on my website. Let's start with the candy canes. In my rendition, I used 3 candy canes. You need to think about this ahead of time so you know which direction to do them in. Mine has 2 that are going right and 1 that's going left, but I think I'll do the same way. 2 that go right and 1 that goes left. So 2 that go right and 1 that goes left. Here is the red part to go on top. On these, I'm going to apply adhesive using my Xyron. It's really difficult getting glue on those fine lines, and this does it just perfectly. So I'm going to slide these in. Making sure that I have 2 going this way and 1 going the other way. Rub it. Little overlap there that I'll have to pay attention to. Peel it and carefully line it up and glue the red topping onto the white base to make the candy canes. There's my first. There, all 3 candy canes are done. I'll put those to the side. I cut extras in case I wanted to add more, but at this point I'm happy with that. On my spearmint leaves, I'm going to use art glitter glue. This is a glue that dries clear. I have transferred it to a bottle with a tiny tip, and it's great for gluing on little things like this. I could also use the Xyron on these, but I find that expensive. And these are okay so that I can do them with the art glitter glue. That's the first one, and I'll continue and do them all. There, all of the spearmint leaves are done. On mine, I only used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 8 included. Okay, on the Christmas packages, I will go back to the Xyron. The green ribbon gets put onto the red package. The long red ribbon gets put onto the tall green package. And the short ribbon, red ribbon, gets put onto the short green package. Need to do a little more weeding here. And while I'm at it, I'm going to start putting in the white parts of the peppermint candies as well. I think I'll use tweezers for that, because I'm going to use the Xyron to apply the adhesive to these. And we're going to get the the gingerbread man's facial features. Bow tie. All the tiniest pieces I will use this for. Okay, the tall skinny package gets the tall red ribbon. The short green package gets the short red ribbon. And the red package gets the green ribbon. Now, onto the red circles go these white stars to turn the red circles into peppermint candies. I have chosen to make my candies by piecing together pieces of paper. I'm only making one gingerbread house here. If I were making this as a card and making lots of them, I would probably do these tiny pieces with print and cut. And I have included this as a print and cut piece in your download as well. If you choose to use print and cut, then do so. It will save you time. I now need to find my gingerbread man to put him together. Here's my gingerbread man. This guy won't fit into my little Xyron, so I'm going to put just a little bit of art glitter glue around him. I think I'll use tweezers to help me place him. He goes inside just a little bit onto the gingerbread man. Like so. Let's place the smile first. And then the two little eyes. His bow tie. And this sign, this green piece, will be the sign that gets put between his hands. You're going to have to decide what to put on the white piece here. What I've done is printed on regular paper my sentiment. Here is my sentiment. I like this size here, which is 14-point font, and you can have it say anything. I chose Happy Holidays. I would trace this around the printed sentiment. You can use print and cut for this if you're going to be doing lots of them. I'm just doing the one, so I've done it this way, quick and dirty. Cut it out. You can also hand letter the sentiment and glue in place. And I'm going to add one of the little candy hearts onto this as well. Okay. All of this can be put to the side. We don't need these until we start putting together the house walls. Now we're going to start applying the frosting to the different pieces of the gingerbread. Let's take the pieces for the main wall. This is the main cottage. In applying the icing, you can do it in one of two ways. Oops, here's a little piece that didn't weed out. You can use art glitter glue. Understand where the piece goes. Put a little bit of art glitter glue on the back side and put in place. And that works very nicely. I am not going to use art glitter glue. I am going to use Aleene's Tacky Spray. I like this spray because it leaves you about 20 seconds to 30 seconds to get it positioned. What I'm going to do is go out to my sunroom because I need good ventilation to use a spray, and I'm going to spray these on here and attach them in place. It is much faster than using the glue. Use what you have in your studio to make these. I want to show you a little bit how they go together before I actually glue them in place. This one is very clear and self-explanatory. So too is the second long one. This one, the little piece goes here, the roof goes over here, the chimney goes on, the lower window goes in place, and the half a tree goes in place. That won't give you any problem. It gets tricky on the two short sides. Let me show you what I mean. On the short sides, which is this side here, the frosting gets put on this side and on this side. So many times I put them both on the same side, and then when I put the card together, I realize it's not on the front, it's on the back. The same is true on this end here. So when you get to the two short pieces, be sure on the one with a half a tree, the tree gets put on the front and the siding gets put on the back. And the one with the full tree, the tree gets put here and the wall gets put over here. So you've got to be sure to apply the glue to the correct side and adhere them on the correct side. Now I'm going to go out to my spray booth and spray these quickly. I'll try to take a little video out there, but it's not as controlled. This is my spray booth setup here in my sunroom. You can see I have wonderful ventilation out to my gardens. All I have is a cardboard box that I have set up on a table that is covered in plastic because the spray does tend to get everywhere. I will spray the pieces here in my makeshift spray booth, and I will place them there. This is a much quicker way of putting together each of these individual pieces than using the art glitter glue, although both processes will work fine in the final project. As I place each design, I put a silhouette backing sheet underneath it to help me with placement. It doesn't stick to it, and I slide it out as I move down. I have finished spray gluing and attaching all of the different icing pieces on the gingerbread house. I did indeed put the glue on the wrong side of one of the pieces and have to recut them. As you apply them, make sure you stay in between the dotted fold lines. And one thing that you need to pay attention to is on the tree, on the small end with the tree that is full, this will get folded back and these branches stick out. Don't apply glue to those. Okay? Now that they're all done, I will fold all of them on the dotted fold lines. Starting with the main part of the cottage, this one gets folded toward you on the center fold line. Then there are the two slits. On the gate and the archway, this one gets folded back, like so. These two pieces will nest together. So the slit that is here will go into the slit that is there, and they will slide together. And these two slits will slide together as well. The bottoms should align. And if you test it, you will see that you have your first zigzag fold. Fold it flat and take Scotch tape and put a little piece of Scotch tape inside the ends of both ends. This area isn't very visible in the final, and it helps hold it together. Just a little tape there. Then make sure that the zigzag still works. I'm going to apply a small piece of tape up here as well, but I'm going to do it on this side over here because that's the back of the card. Right there. Okay, the zigzag works well. Now, the left side over here is the side with the full tree, not the half tree. That one gets folded in this direction so that the tree is on the outside and the building is on the inside. The tab gets folded over here as well, and this tab gets folded down. We are going to start with the back side. This is going to attach on here, and this is going to attach behind here. So I need to put score tape along here and along here. Score tape is my next type of adhesive that I'm going to use on this project. I like using score tape wherever I want a good strong seal and I want it to seal right away. I don't want to have to hold it for a while. I also like it because I can put the pieces on and just peel the backings off as I need them. Okay, so score tape is inside of this flap, outside of that flap. Peel first the one it's inside of, the one next to the building. It is going to align here, match up the bottoms and the edges, and adhere in place, like so. It attaches to this back part of the building. Then, let's take our zigzag card and flatten it so this end is up. Flatten this. And this should align up perfectly with the front edge here. But we put it together flat like this to be sure that it is going to fold flat when all done. I peeled off the score tape backing and press it into place. And it opens into my good zigzag and folds flat. Now we'll work on the other end. The other end has the half tree and the building. It gets folded so that the half tree is on the inside. This one gets folded to the inside, that tab, and this tab gets folded to the inside. This tab is going to go behind the tree, and this tab is going to go behind the building. So on this side, the score tape will be put to the inside of this tab. And on the outside of this tab. We will adhere the pine tree part first. Align the bottoms and align the dotted edge. Fold it over. And then take the building. Make sure everything is flat. Peel the score tape that's on the front tab off here. Bring it down. Make sure your bottom edges are aligned. And adhere that into place. There, the zigzag portion of the gingerbread house is together. Now we get to decorate it. We've already made the candies and the presents. Where are we going to adhere them? Well, the presents were designed to go over here underneath this Christmas tree. And here I can just use our glitter glue. The 3 stars go on top of the 3 trees, and the one that has the dotted bend line in it goes onto the tree that is folded. After you attach this star, make sure that it is positioned so that this can still fold flat. Stars are in place. I am going to put 1 candy cane on this side of the gateway into the garden and the other candy cane facing that direction. I only want the glue on this portion down here. Okay, spearmint leaves. I'm going to put those as if they were bushes in my garden. One to the right and one to the left. Same on this door over here, one on each side, covering the frosting blobs. I am putting my other candy cane in this corner here. You may choose to put candy canes wherever you like on this little cottage. There's multiple places and there are extras, so it's your choice as the designer to stick the candies wherever you would like. Another spearmint leaf bush under this window. Need one under this window. I think I'll have a second one here. And now for the cinnamon hearts. I want a cinnamon heart on each of the window boxes. There's one here. There are 2 on the front of the cottage inside the garden here. Those are kind of hard to reach, but we can. Right in there. Tweezers might help this one. I put cinnamon hearts for both doorknobs. And I put cinnamon candies on these dots over the door. Peppermint candies, not cinnamons. These are peppermints. I did not do this on the last one, but on this one, I'm going to put a row of peppermint candies up the chimney as well. I think there's only room for 2. Isn't that looking terrific? Okay. Now let's take our little gingerbread man, and I have 1/8-inch satin ribbon. I am going to take about 8, 10 inches and cut it off and thread it through his head and tie him on. I'm probably going to tie him on over here to the fence. You can, on the back side of the gingerbread man, add a sentiment like, from mom and dad or whomever this card is from, or just have a joyous holiday season, they can take that off and they can use this folding card as a decor item in their home. And the thing that's really special about this one is that it absolutely folds up flat for storage during the off season. I have also available the file for this envelope. It is a 6x9-inch booklet envelope, which you can buy from Amazon. But if you'd like to use high-quality paper to make the envelope something special as well, you can get this envelope at my website. So, happy crafting, everyone. I hope you enjoy making the gingerbread house and, most of all, giving it to someone special. Have a great holiday season. There is a whole collection of zigzag cards. Which have you made? There's the spooky Halloween house, the sunflowers, the daisy garden, the hearts, the tulips, and the Christmas village. Try a few others. And happy crafting, everyone.